Call the meeting to order, 7 p.m. Rise, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Stu, can you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Canfield.
Here.
Councilmember Chambers.
Here.
Councilmember Hedges.
Here.
Councilmember Phillips.
Here.
And Mayor DeVore.
I am here. Now I'll look for a motion to approve the consent agenda for tonight.
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion or changes?
I just will be abstaining on the 2 invoices for $600 for us.
Sue?
Mayor DeVore.
Yes.
Councilmember Hedges.
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips.
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Canfield.
Yes.
Okay, and citizen comment for items not on the agenda? No old business tonight. We'll move to new business. Item A, IFT resolution modification.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. This past spring, we passed Resolution 1617 for an industrial facility tax credit for an expansion to Lighthouse Incorporated. And at our last City Council meeting, we passed Resolution 26-17 for an industrial facilities tax credit for Big Boiler Brewery. In our review with the State of Michigan Department of Treasury, the following clause was not in the resolution for either IFT and must be added. Whereas the rate aggregate SUV of real and personal property exempt from ad valorem taxes within the City of Lowell after granting the certificate will not exceed 5% of an amount equal to the sum of the SEV of the unit plus the SEV of personal and real property thus exempted. The modified resolutions 3017 for Big Boiler and modified or resolution 3117 for Lighthouse correct these matters. And I'm recommending that the City Council approve the listed resolutions as acted on.
Okay, we'll look first for a motion for resolution 3017.
So moved.
Big Boiler.
I second the motion.
Discussion. Sue?
Councilmember Hedges.
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips.
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Canfield.
Yes.
And Mayor DeVore.
Yes. And a motion 3117 for Lighthouse.
I make a motion for 3117. I'll support.
Discussion on that? Sue again.
Councilmember Phillips.
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Canfield.
Yes.
Mayor DeVore.
Yes.
Councilmember Hedges.
Yes.
Moving to item C, street sweepers.
The Department of Public Works solicited bids from vendors to perform routine street sweeping services within the city. Street sweeping involves collecting, transporting, and disposal of debris from the curb edges and pavements and prevents the debris from entering the city's storm drain system. Approximately 5 miles of major streets and 40.4 miles of local streets are swept a minimum of 2 times per year. And we have received 1 bid from Sandy Sweep of Grand Rapids, who is currently also doing our sweeping. And their bid was $14,938. And the contract is to commence immediately upon council approval and will expire in December 31st of 2020 and allow up to 3 one-year extensions if they keep performing well. Funds for this activity are available in the major and local streets accounts. And I recommend City Council accept the bid and enter into contract with Sandy Sweep of Grand Rapids for street sweeping and authorize the city manager to sign the contract on behalf of the city.
I just a question. That's a lot of money, and at one time we owned our own street sweeper, which was also a lot of money, and it became, it was so old that we couldn't find parts for it anymore. And as much as our people tried to, they couldn't even create parts anymore. But I'm just thinking that twice a year, $29,800. Boy, so in your spare time, maybe you could look at what a new street sweeper would cost just to amuse the council as well as the public, and so we know what we're looking at. It would be swell if that could be used more than just twice a year. It would be even better yet if we could work and do some of the schools and some of the other areas, businesses, contract out, hire, the list could go on and on if that could be possible. But it's certainly worth something to just do a little investigating on. But that's my thought on that.
That is a great point. A third of that, though, is the landfill fees and the transporting. So out of the 15.5 of it is something that doesn't change if we own it or not. So it's really 10,000 a year.
When did they start doing that, landfill?
I think technically they've had to do it all along.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, there's still a pile down on Front Street that got left there and hasn't been picked up for years, and I think it has to go to a special landfill,
It
doesn't it?
does, it's hazardous material.
I have a question too, Rich. Now, the M21 5 miles, we're reimbursed for that portion of that?
Yes, we charge that off to the state.
Thank you.
I go ahead, I make the motion that we accept the bid for the street sweeping services as presented to us.
I'll second.
Any other discussion on it? Sue?
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Canfield.
Yes.
Mayor DeVore.
Yes.
Councilmember Hodges.
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips.
Yes.
All right. Next item, number D, water distribution sewer collection truck.
Public Works acquired no pricing for a new service vehicle to replace the existing 10-year-old service vehicle used for water distribution and sewer collection maintenance services. The replacement of this vehicle is in accordance with the department's equipment replacement plan and was budgeted in the 17-18 budget. The proposed replacement vehicle will be a Chevy 3500 HD extended cab 4x4 work truck with an aluminum utility box. The vehicle is configured to permit the operator to carry all the necessary supplies and equipment on the vehicle and reduce unnecessary travel away from the job site. Berger Chevrolet of Grand Rapids quoted the purchase price of $39,701 for the vehicle, and the installed price of the aluminum utility box is $24,200 and will be supplied by Truck and Trailer Specialties of Dutton. Total package price of this new service vehicle is $63,901, and funds for this purchase were budgeted in the wastewater collection capital outlay account. And excuse me, I wrote the wrong number there. This should be capital outlay instead of capital expenditure, and it should be $590,551,970. I recommend the City Council accept the MyDeal pricing for the new service truck and utility box in the amount of $63,901 and authorize the city manager to sign the necessary purchase documents on behalf of the city.
Was Berger the only one you got a quote from?
Berger does the MyDeal price for this part of the state. So MyDeal is technically the lowest you can go.
And then this truck will be slated for 10 plus years then too, Rich?
Yes, our diesels we use about 10 years. We found that's the point at which the resale value declines, the reliability declines, and the service goes up.
Very good. Well, with that, I'll make the motion that the city council accept the MyDeal pricing for a new service truck and utility box in the amount of $63,901 and authorize the city manager to sign the necessary purchase documents on behalf of the city.
I'll support.
Okay, discussion. Sue?
Councilmember Canfield.
Yes.
Mayor DeVore.
Yes.
Councilmember Hodges.
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips.
Yes.
And Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Okay. Item E, there, in our ongoing quest to become more educated, we're looking to set a public hearing date, November 20th, on a committee of the whole meeting on the Medical Marijuana Act. Do that at 5:30.
I make that motion that we conduct that public hearing Monday, November 20th at 5:30.
I'll support.
Scheduling conflicts or discussion. Sue?
Mayor DeVore.
Yes.
Councilmember Hodges.
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips.
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Canfield.
Yes.
All right. Discussion, questions, anything on the monthly reports? Okay. Board and commission reports next. Jeffrey?
I don't have anything new to report for the Historic District Commission. The next meeting will be October 24th at 6 o'clock downstairs.
Thank you. Mr.
The only group that I've had that has met recently is the Arbor Board. They met last Monday at high noon. Talked about trees that were growing in the right-of-way in the 800 block of North Jefferson Street. And there's been some trimming, removal, and so the snowplows won't scrape those trees anymore. That won't readjust the mirrors in those snowplows. And it looks a little scrappy right now, but I'm sure that it will improve. There's also some discussion about planting some trees at the skate park to make that a little bit better. They've got some funds available. And then one of the members made a motion that a red maple be placed at the library to honor a 23-year-old city council member as he departs. Very nice.
Thank you.
23 years old?
Something like that.
Okay.
Mr. Canfield.
The LARA board met. We approved the contract with Ryan Excavating at the previous meeting, but we got them a letter of authorization to proceed, and they are starting work on the trail from G Drive down to West Main Street, doing a new approach across the Michigan Wire property, replacing the fence as part of that agreement, and removing some trees up at the intersection of G and Alden Nash, getting done what we can this year before the weather goes bad. We are still about $60,000 short in funds that we are attempting to raise. If anyone has extra money they'd like to kick in to help us with that. It's a great project, so we're doing what we can to get that started and move forward. Parks and Recs meet next week, or tomorrow night.
Thank you. Mr. Chambers.
The Planning Commission, we gave Andy from Williamson work direction on where to go for the new short-term rental. That we've been getting that spurred away. Lowell Power meeting, shortest one ever. We need more of those, Steve, thank you. We had our annual audit and it came back very good. We are going to be purchasing some poles to run some new three-phase lines out and to replenish what we need. Other than that, it was a pretty straightforward meeting.
Good. I've had no meetings. I do have a vision meeting with both heads of the townships tomorrow at 4 p.m.
I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Regarding to the Herb Vanderbilt, 2204 G Drive, for the short-term rentals, just wanted to make sure, in the Grand Rapids Press this evening was an article about that, and there are two pieces of legislation that are being proposed. One is House Bill 4503 and Senate Bill 329, which are designed to keep local governments from banning short-term rentals. So I think as long as we should keep an eye on that and be aware of that in our planning.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with those, and I let the council know of that. We are monitoring it.
Thanks, sir. All right. Your turn, Mr. Barnes, manager report.
Sure. Today we've had this issue a couple times, but we did have it today, and I know they're working on it, but we've been having trouble with phones and the landlines, people in landlines with AT&T landlines calling City Hall. We've been having difficulty with that. Something with our new phone system. We're trying to get that fixed. Hopefully we can get that squared away tomorrow and get that corrected.
Mike, can I chime in just a second? I got an email this evening right around 6 o'clock from one of the vendors. It's actually not a problem on our side with our phone system. There's been a couple what they tell us are outlier situations with network issues that are causing audio issues in our area, and they're trying to resolve the issue. So I've asked them a bunch of questions and I'm waiting to hear from them, but they have assured us it's nothing with our equipment, but still troubling to hear that sometimes it may be out of our hands. So
this coming October 31st is Halloween. Halloween hours will be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I believe that's annual tradition, correct, Steve?
5:30.
I'm sorry. 5:30 to 8. Also, just a reminder, please do not sweep your leaves out into the streets. That is not something that we allow. We provide a service for in the city for pickup. We will have street sweepers, as you just saw, will be out there, but please do not put your leaves out in the street. I'm working with Kent County Road Commission on possibly getting Hudson Street added to the construction list for the county in 2018. I won't have any more information until the spring, but I've had initial conversations with the county, and they seem very receptive to assisting us with that. DDA met last Thursday, and they were interested in taking on the role of serving as the Brownfield Authority for the city. Once the city attorney returns from vacation this week, we'll work on putting all the steps in place so we can start that process. Your laptops are here. What I think it might just be best to do, because we have an upcoming election, is we'll hold out issuing those until after the election. And what my plan would be is on November 13th, we have to have the charter required meeting to seat the council that evening, because it's the Monday after the Tuesday election. And what we would propose is after we swear you in, we would just have a training session for the new iPads, and to issue the council members the iPads. So I've already talked to Betsy about that, and we're planning that for the council. Also, December, I believe it's December, the first meeting in December, our auditors will be here for their audit presentation. We had a very good, strong audit. No compromising issues with our finances or how our financial systems are in place, so that's a positive thing. This past week, Lou Bender was here working with doing team building for the DPW. It was a very good day, and he's going to be back in January. January 24th, he's going to be back. We'll hold an evening session with the council, and we'll be dealing in the daytime with DPW staff and department directors and myself. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Moving on to appointments. So the vacancies are planning commission. We have some applications. Any motions?
Mr. Mayor, I'd move that we would appoint maybe Amanda Schraubman to one of those positions.
It would be the term would expire then 6/30 of 2019. That was the first resignation, will be the first one we fill. Support on that motion?
I'll support.
Discussion further? Sue?
Councilmember Hodges,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Canfield,
Yes.
Mayor DeVore.
Yes. Further motions? Still two vacancies, so get your application down to Sue, she'll get it to us and we'll take a look at it. So now we'll move to item 10, council comments. Jeffrey?
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank all staff and departments for their hard work and dedication. And I didn't get out this weekend, the rain kept me in, and I wish it would have been a little nicer, but I hope everything went well, and looking for some nice weather before the snow hits.
Thank you. Mr. Hartley?
It was a lousy weekend, but it was a good weekend for Harvest Festival. I think it was still busy at Light and Power and all of the other activities, but well, you may have missed that. Thursday night will be Girls' Night Out. And I know you won't miss that. So that'll be going on, so get out there and promote our businesses and have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Canfield?
Nothing, pretty quiet.
Mr. Chambers?
First, Mark, I apologize. Mark gave me a tour of the wastewater treatment plant, and a couple weeks ago, and at the city council meeting, I forgot to thank him, so, sir, I do apologize. Second of all, the Harvest Festival was a whole lot of fun with the rain and everything. Low light power, we must handed out, 6 dozen or better hot dogs. We had a good time. People actually rode in the bucket truck, even in the rain. They thoroughly enjoyed it. The chili cook-off was phenomenal. It was just packed down there, and it's funny that all that heavy rain and nobody seemed to really bother with it. It was eat chili, have a good time. So it was a lot of fun. And Girls' Night Out will be quite interesting this year.
Thank you. Quick reminder, liquor grants are due 4 p.m. Friday the 27th. Mike already mentioned trick or treating Tuesday night, Halloween 5:30 to 8. That's all I have. Oh, yeah, no, that's not all I have. Our next scheduled council meeting, I believe, is the 6th, November 6th. I'd like to invite everybody an hour early. There's a 23-year-old council member here, and we're going to get him some cake and some ice cream, and he'll have a chance to talk to him and grab his autograph. Now, that's all I have. I'll look for now a motion to move closed session. Oh, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, I missed that part about citizen comments, and I didn't know I could speak about the marijuana thing. Could I speak now, man? Sure. Okay. First, I'd like to, my name is Jim Reagan. I've been a lifelong city resident. I'd like to thank the council for being on the council and taking the time for out of your busy life and work and families to serve on the council. It's a thankless job, some say, but I'm thanking you, so it's not a thankless job. Jim Hodges is near the end of his term, and I'd like to single him out for his long years of service, whether it's mayor, city council, city planning, harbor board. Thank you for your years of service. I'm here to talk about the marijuana. City manager Mike Byrne has been very helpful to the council and letting me know on what's been going on. Marty Chambers has invited me on his crash course on being a new city council member also. Thank you again for serving. The purpose of me coming tonight is to continue the medical marijuana discussion, encourage the citizens of Lowell, the greater Lowell area, to become informed and educated on marijuana. Alert the citizens of Lowell and the Lowell area about a possible ballot initiative in Michigan regarding recreational marijuana in the future. I'm not here to bash those who do legitimately hold a medical marijuana card and feel it helps them. I fear for the unknown number of people who use medical marijuana, like cigarettes, alcohol, or opioid pain medicine, and they cannot stop its use and become addicted to its high. And finally, at the end, I want to introduce you to Sam. I've heard about medical marijuana and how it's helped people, and I'm glad for them, whether it is for approved conditions, and there's about 15 approved conditions. Greg, when you get certified to be a plumber, Marty, when your occupation, you get certified. For the fire department, you get certified. You have someone looked at. There's 15 different approved conditions, from cancer, glaucoma, HIV, AIDS, hepatitis, Lou Gehrig's disease, Crohn's disease, Alzheimer's disease, severe chronic pain, severe nausea, epilepsy, muscle spasms, MS. As this medical marijuana becomes more common and used for these uses, we need to know the abuse potential. The ease of getting medical marijuana cards is well documented, and they're easily obtained. The most common member of the medical marijuana community is a 32-year-old male with no known terminal illnesses. I feel that it's ironic that in 1965, greater than 50 years ago, the United States Surgeon General declared cigarette smoking is harmful to your health. They didn't know that before then. Okay? Well, it became certified then. And here we are discussing if we should have a much more potent drug in our society, marijuana. When and if you vote on this dispensary, or perhaps even in the future, recreational marijuana, keep in mind the burden that it puts on the local law enforcement, local businesses, the health of our community, the health of our families, the health of our children. Medical marijuana needs a better way to be regulated, like all other drugs. And I understand it is a work in progress, both in Lansing legislatively and those wording for the petition to allow recreational marijuana. Now I'd like to introduce you to Sam. Sam is a smart approach to marijuana. It's a website. Its purpose is to inform public policy with the science of today's marijuana, to have an honest conversation about reducing the unintended consequences of current marijuana policies, such as a lifelong stigma due to arrest. Number 3, to prevent the establishment of big marijuana that would market marijuana to children and to prevent big tobacco from taking over big marijuana. It's just a natural segue. They have the facilities to do that. That's what they like to do, the big tobaccos. They like to legalize it. And finally, to promote research of marijuana's medical properties and produce pharmacy-attainable medications. Smoking marijuana is a very inefficient way to get the medicine into your system. I mentioned to you some of the conditions that are okayed for medical marijuana use, but according to the scientific and medical communities, smoked marijuana is not a medicine, and this is by the Institute of Medicine, the American Society of Addiction Medicine, the American Medical Association, the American Cancer Society, American Academy of Pediatrics, the National Multiple Sclerosis Society also says don't take this drug as a smoking form. The American Glaucoma Society, the American Academy of Ophthalmology, well, glaucoma is supposed to be helpful, right? Not the American Academy of Ophthalmology says. They all agree that smoked marijuana as medicine administered by various states is unacceptable. And here we did vote for it in 2008, I believe. And the medical community is now behind it. So I'd like to introduce you to Sam. Go to that website, Smart Approaches to Medicine. It's university-based. It's a nonprofit organization, and use that for your research. And I hope to have more people here on November 20th to speak their mind about it too. Again, thank you to the council for your time. It's a difficult topic to grasp. We all know somebody who has been addicted to nicotine, maybe even alcohol. It's tough to get over that. Marijuana is just, the potency of that is just 5 times what it was in the 70s. And it's not an efficient way to get the medicine to those who need it. And the medical societies that I listed do not endorse it as a smoking method to get it into your system to treat those diseases. It's not scientifically proven to help. So thank you for your time and your service as council members.
Thank you. Now we will look for a motion to move to closed session for city manager performance evaluation.
So moved to 7:28.
Support?
I'll support.
Sue?
Councilmember Phillips,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Canfield,
Yes.
Mayor DeVore,
Yes.
Councilmember Hodges.
Yes.